We're going to talk about the magical power of complaining. Okay. Understanding that despite what a lot of the gurus tell you in this whole manifesting thing, and how they say you always got to give thanks, you got to give thanks, and this and that. What I've learned is that sometimes you got to complain. Sometimes you got to question your reality. The trick that they've given you is for you to be complacent about your reality. For you to be complacent with life, right? And to not complain, to not speak up, and just to accept the way things are. And I'm telling you, you're supposed to speak out. One thing I love about doing shows is that I get to experience all of these different moments, and inside of these moments are lessons. There are two types of complaints. There is the complaint that comes from when you don't see it up here, you just constantly see this in the physical, right? And and someone might complain about that. Maybe someone at a 9-to-5, right? They're constantly going into the same 9-to-5, seeing the same stuff, and they're complaining about it, right? And then there's the type of complaining when you see it up here. You know what you want. You know what you've done, and you're not seeing that out in the reality around you. That's the complaining from a place of have, I call it. Whereas the other one is complaining from a place of need. This is complaining from a place of, I know what I have. I know where I'm at. What the fuck is this? Okay? And once you do that complaining, that's when it skyrockets you up that mountain again. You have to understand there are peaks and valleys, and it looks like this. Okay? And they call them the ups and the downs of life. So in one video, we'll talk about, we've talked about singing your song, but now there's also a time to talk your shit. There's a time to sing your song. There's a time to talk the shit. And now I'm teaching you when to talk the shit, okay? So when you find yourself in a valley, okay, that's when you need to start talking some shit. And you need to get upset, and you need to use your anger, because listen, anger is an anchor. Okay? Anger is an anchor. It solidifies, it anchors you down to a reality. Now, if you're getting angry with the vision of where you're supposed to be, or where you know you are, right? Then you are solidifying that reality, because they say that anger is a more denser frequency, and all the physical matter around us is really dense. It's physical. It's so dense because it's a frequency, but it's dense. It's physical. And so when you get angry, you are solidifying your thoughts into a physical matter. Whoa, shit. Woo! It's time for another book. Listen, when you get angry, you are solidifying your beliefs into a physical matter. Okay? Anger is an anchor. So when you get upset and you complain, you need to complain about what you know you have. What's up here, what you see up here, your vision. Not your vision, not what's outside of you, what's inside of you, okay? And so when you do that, you are literally solidifying it into your physical reality, and it skyrockets you up. Because I know there are people out there and they're still probably thinking, well, I'm supposed to give thanks, and I'm always supposed to give thanks, and there's nothing wrong with that, because we all came from that. that understanding. But I'm going to explain to you how talking shit actually is giving thanks. How complaining actually is giving thanks. Let's say you have a friend, right? And your friend is this incredible chef. And so your friend makes you this steak. And I mean, it is the most amazing steak you've ever had. It's well seasoned. It's perfectly cooked. It's juicy. It's tender. It's all of these amazing things, right? And then the next week, you go out of town. And while out of town, you tell yourself, well, I just had this amazing steak last week, so I want to go out and find me another steak. So you go to a restaurant while you're out of town. And while you go to this restaurant while you're out of town, you order the steak. And they bring you this chunk of flavorless, dry, this nasty piece of meat. Even if it was like an okay steak, right, and they brought it to you, it's still not your best friend's steaks, the chef, right? And so what do? Do you just eat the steak and you and you tell them thank you? Oh, thank you for this. Do you give thanks for that? No. You're not going to give thanks for it. You're going to complain, right? But by you complaining, what are you actually doing? By you complaining about that dried piece of steak, you are actually praising your friend, the chef. You understand? Because you have something to compare it to. Because you know what you have. You know what you already have. And so what I'm saying is that analogy is your reality. Out of town, that represents the outside physical reality. In town is up here. Your friend, the chef, is up here, and he's cooking a masterpiece of beautiful, amazing dishes that's being personally prepared for you, right? And so if you go outside of you in this physical world and you're not seeing what was prepared for you and what you know is there, you have to complain. You have to speak up, okay? That's what I'm saying. And by doing that, you are praising where this imagination came from, okay? You are giving thanks for it. So, woo! I hope I did a good job explaining that one, guys. But again, thank you for listening. Zach the Life Coach on Instagram. If you do something, go pick up a book, Trigger Miracles. You can find this on Amazon. If you want to support Goody Butters, goodybutter.com. This is one of my signature beard oils, Zachariah's Black Gold. It's incredible. Go support something, okay? And go help somebody. Use this information to bless yourself and go bless somebody else, because this is some real shit.